Good morning, students. Welcome to batch 377 of Python. This is demo 2 session. So hope whatever we have discussed yesterday is clear to you. Let's take a quick recap of what we have discussed till now. Before that, I wanted to know, am I audible? Please confirm in the chat box. Am I audible to you all? Please confirm in the chat box. Thank you for confirming. Let's proceed with the session today. We'll just take a quick recap. We'll take a recap of whatever we have discussed till now. So let's go back and discuss about it. Don't you worry, Santosh. If this is your first session, don't you worry, because this is a demo session. So we'll definitely take a recap of whatever we have discussed till now. Let's proceed with the session. So yesterday we have started discussing about what is Python. So Python is a general purpose, simple, platform independent, highly interpreted and high level programming language. We know that Python is a programming language. Now, what kind of language it is? It is a general purpose. General purpose, why it is general purpose? Because right now it is a hot selling language and it is used in all the fields. Simple, platform independent, highly interpreted and high level programming language. These are the features about it which we'll discuss. After that, one can develop the applications by using Python is we can proceed with the website development. We can go ahead to develop the gaming applications. Artificial intelligence applications like machine learning. We know that if we want to proceed our career with AI also, we need to have knowledge of Python. Desktop GUI, image processing, text processing, business application, YouTube and all if we want to make our career in that. Data visualization, web scraping. If we want to solve numerical and complex mathematical operations, we should have the knowledge of Python. And Python use the third-party module for solving the complex mathematical operations. Software development, operation system installer, CAD and CAM based applications, everything is mentioned here. Automation industry, for sensor testing, they are using this. Data analysis and data analytics. So we can, it in hospitals and education industry, everyone is using Python nowadays. Let's proceed further. First of all, let's proceed with the history of Python. Python, as I've told you, is a general purpose programming language which was developed by Guido van Rossum, who was the father of Python, and it was conceived in the year 1980 and brought into the action in 1989. So it took 9 years to develop this, but officially it was released in year 1991, February 20. It was developed at CWI Institute in Netherlands, that is Centrum Wiskunde Informatica. ABC programming language is the predecessor of the Python programming language. This is managed and maintained by a non-commercial organization, that is PSF, Python Software Foundation. An official website of this is www.python.org. Yesterday, I have told you the downloading process of Python. Just go to the whatever operating system. If you have Mac OS, if you have Windows, you just need to go there. download it from its official website, www.python.org. Go to it and go ahead and download it. I've shown you. Let me show you one more time. Just go there, select www.python.org and download the latest versions. Download the latest version. Here you have the options. You can freely download it. See, in the downloads, you have the latest version. So this is the new released, which was released in October 2024. So just go ahead and download this, right? And in this, while downloading, you need to go ahead and download the IDLE, pip tool, etc. So go ahead and download all that. Let's proceed further now. After this, I've told you the versions about the versions of Python. We have the three major versions of Pythons, 1, 2, and 3. And after that, if we have point X, like point 1, point 2, point 3, point 7, point 8. So these are the minor versions. Python 1.x is outdated nowadays. So some of the industries, it is outdated. So Python program does not support the backward compatibility. Python 2.x is still in use. Some of the company vendors are still using Python 2.x, 2.1, 2.3, 2.7. Right now we have Python 3.x. Now in the third major version, we have Python 3.13, which we always recommend you to download this. Let's proceed further. Now, after that, we discussed about the features of Python. Now, features of a language are nothing but the facilities provided by the language developers. We have discussed about the 11 features of the Python. 11 features are simple, freeware and open source, platform independent, dynamically typed programming language, interpreted programming language, high-level language, robust, extensible, embedded, functional and object-oriented language. Also support the third-party APIs like NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, SciPy, Scikit, etc. We have discussed about it. Now, Python is inspired from the four different programming languages. It has learned functional programming language from C, object-oriented programming from C++, modular programming language from Modulo 3, scripting from Perl. So it is inspired from the four different programming languages. Now, after that, let's proceed with the features of this. While proceeding with the features, as I've told you, it is known to be a simple programming language. I've already discussed about it because of its three important factors. Now, first factor is it provides the rich set of APIs. Now, what do we understand by APIs? APIs are the application programming interface, and these are the collection of modules. Like Python programming language has predefined modules, lot many predefined modules in this, like calendar, math, CMath, OS module, remodule, render module, etc. So these modules are helpful for writing our own I'm telling you, so that the Python program can reuse the predefined code. This is for reusing the predefined code. We need not to write our own code. Just go ahead and import the module, and we'll be able to do the program. Now, factor 2, it's garbage collector facility. Garbage collector facility, what happens is, I've shown you yesterday also, it always remembers, if unless or until we'll save it will always remember the recent variable. Whatever we'll write, it will remember that. If we want to rewrite it, we need to rewrite, otherwise it will forget it. What happens? Garbage collector comes and removes the unused memory space, which helps in which helps in the performance of Python-based applications. Shown you yesterday also. Let me show you one more time. After downloading Python, you will get the Python command prompt screen like this. from where you can go ahead and from the properties, you can make the changes and do the settings as well. Now, after this, as I've told you yesterday, A is equal to 100. Now, if I'm writing print A, now I'm getting A. If I'll, in spite of this, if I write A is equal to 120, now if I write print A, it will only remember the 120. In order to get the 100, we need to rewrite it. What happens is garbage collector comes and delete it, which improves the performance of this, right? Third factor. This is about the two factors. Third factor is Python program provides the user-friendly syntaxes. Now, what are the syntaxes? As I've told you, from the non-programming background, from the students who are from the non-programming background, I want to tell you that these are the syntaxes means as we have the formulas in mathematics, we have the syntaxes in the programming language so that the Python programmer can develop the error-free programs in limited span of time. We'll discuss about this syntaxes. Second, platform independent language, because it's data, we have two types of languages, platform dependent and independent. Platform dependent language is a language whose data type differs from one OS to the another OS, from one operating system to the another operating system, like we have in C and C++. But if we talk about a platform independent language, Python is a platform independent language whose data type remains same on all types of OSS, right? And in effective platform independent language, all types of values will be stored in the form of objects. Even though whatever we are stored, okay, Santosh wanted to ask the question. Just a second. Okay. Just a second. Yes, please unmute yourself.
Am I audible now?
Yes.
Can you tell me what is a platform dependent and independent once again, if you don't mind?
See, that is what I'm telling you. Platform independent language means it's data types. We have the different data types. We have different data types like int, float, bool. I'll tell you about it. Fundamental category data type. We have lot many. We'll discuss about it. So its data type remains same on all the operating systems. Whereas if we talk about the platform dependent language, as we have C and C++, it will differ from one OS to the another OS, right? So this is about platform independent language. These are the key features. So in the platform independent language, why its data time remain the same? Because whatever we stored in the form of objects. That is stored in the form of objects. Even though if we store anything in Java, that is also stored in the form of objects, but Java is size restricted. Whereas if we talk about the Python objects, it can contain unlimited amount of data and unlimited data can be stored in this,
Got it.
right?
Thank
I'll
you.
tell you in the details. We'll discuss about this is just a start. We'll discuss about it each and everything, whatever we are discussing here. We'll be discussing about it each and everything in details once we proceed further.
Sure, sure. Thank you.
No problems. Okay. Let's go ahead. Now, students, do you understand the meaning of OS? Operating system, do you understand that? Please confirm in the chat box. As I've told you, I want my class to be interactive. Yesterday also I've told you this thing. I want my each and every student to respond in the class so that even I'll understand that whether you're getting me or not. Yes. One of the students is responding. And what about the others? Good. Very good. It makes me to understand that whether you're getting me or not. Let's go ahead. Now, freeware and open source. Third feature, freeware and open source. Why it is known to be a freeware? Because we can freely download it from its official website. Official website, we know that www.python.org. We need not to pay anything for that. We can freely download it from there. Open source. Standard name of Python is CPython. We know that I've told you that you need to remember that standard name of Python is CPython, but some of the company vendors are using the customized version of CPython and using their in-house tools. Like if I want to, as I've told you, that if I want to run these in Java, so they are using, we can run this on in the Java as well. Python program can be run in the Java also, in the MicroPython, Ruby Python. We can use in this .NET applications also, Ruby-based applications also. For that, what do I need to do? What are they doing? They are using the customized version. So what are they doing? They're changing it accordingly. They are changing the name accordingly. They're using JPython for the Java-based applications. They are using uh, IronPython or IPython for C#.NET applications. MicroPython for microcontrollers, RubyPython for Ruby-based applications, Anaconda Python for Hadoop applications. Hadoop applications means big data applications. So distributors are coming forward and changing the Python as their in-house tool and using their different versions. Now, dynamically typed programming language. Fourth feature. Dynamically typed programming language. We have two types of programming language, static typed and dynamically typed. Now, in the static type, we need to define a variable, what type of value it is. It is declaration is mandatory in this, right? Let me show you with the example I've shown you yesterday also. Let's write A is equal to, like A is equal to 100. Now, what I'm going to do is print A. I just wanted to know what type of variable it is. Type of A. We are getting this is an integer value. In spite of this, if we talk about the Java-based applications, we need to define a variable that this is an integer variable, this is a float type variable. We need to mention it. Variable declaration is very much mandatory in the static type language. But if we talk about the Python programming language, it is a dynamically typed programming language where we need not to specify the data type of the variable. It will automatically tell us, like if I write A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20.3, C is equal to A plus B. Now I'm writing like this. Print A, type of A, integer value. Print B, type of B. What type of value it is? Floating point value. Means floating point value means number with the decimal places. Now print C, type of C. We'll get the output. Again, the floating point value. So that is why it is known to be a dynamically typed programming language. So whatever we are storing in the Python programming language, please remember it will be stored in the form of objects. Next, we discussed about the interpreted programming language. Now, what do we understand by interpreted programming language? Let me show you first. Now, interpreted proof dynamically types. I have mentioned this. Static type, declaration is mandatory. In the dynamically typed, we need not to define it. Let's go ahead now. Interpreted programming language. Now, interpreted programming language. Whenever we develop any Python program, we need to save the file while developing the program. Students, please remember, while developing the program, we need to save the file with the .py extension. Why .py extension? Because that is a Python file. So whenever we execute the Python program, two processes takes place. One is a compilation process. Second is an execution process. Now, what do we understand by the compilation and the execution process? In the compilation process, the Python source code, like whatever I've saved one file with the .py extension that will be submitted to the Python compiler. It will read the source code, check for the errors, and verify for the syntaxes. If no error found in the program, if the error will be there, that will be displayed on the console so that we can actually check it and make the changes. In case if no error found, that compiler converts it into the intermediate code with .pyc extension. What I've told you, .pyc extension, what is the name of Python program? Standard name of Python program, Python language is CPython. So it will be changed within extension .pyc, although it is an internal process. But if the error is there, it will be displayed. If nothing will happen, that will be changed into .pyc code. And later, by PVM is Python virtual machine, reads the Python intermediate code line by line and convert it into the machine understandable code. Now, what is a code? What is a language which is understandable by machine? That is a binary language. Read by the OS, and finally it gives the result. Let me show you with the help of diagram. We have discussed yesterday also. I have saved one file with .py extension, some.py. Now this is a source code. Now what happens is it will check for the program. Now whatever program I have written, it will check for it. The compilation process starts from there. It will check for the source code line by line. If the error is there, that will be displayed on the spot there and then only, and we'll get the error which will be displayed. We won't be able to run the program, right? And in case if no error found, so if the error is there, we can change it. We can make the changes. That will be easy. But if no error found, in that case, it will be converted to the intermediate code, that is some.pyc. This is the internal process, students. That is a bytecode. Now, when it is converted, PVM, Python Virtual Machine, starts the execution process. What does it do? It will read the bytecode. Now it is a bytecode. It is not a source code. It will read the bytecode and convert it into the machine understandable format. That is a binary code which is read by the OS, and finally it gives the result. Result will be displayed in the form of user-friendly message, not in the binary code, so that we will be able to understand this. We will get the output in that format. Clear to everyone? Clear to everyone? Santosh was asking me the question. Is this clear to you? Very good. In Python program, execution, compilation process and execution process is taking place line by line conversion, and it is one of the interpretation based programming language. Definition of PVM, Python virtual machine. It is one of the program in Python software whose role is to read the source code line by line of bytecode and convert it into the machine understandable code. That is a binary code. Next, this is what we have discussed till yesterday. After the recap, or whatever we have discussed till now is clear to you. Shall we proceed further? Shall we proceed further? Yes. Student, this is a day 2 of demo session. After the today, till today, whatever we are discussing will be getting the update on the YouTube. You can go ahead and listen to the recording. After this, from tomorrow onwards, it will not be shared. It will be shared with the paid candidates only, and you will be getting the PDF of whatever we have discussed. Paid candidates will be getting the PDF of whatever we have discussed till now, right? So I request you all, whosoever has not enrolled yet and is understanding whatever I'm teaching, go ahead and enroll yourself as early as possible. You will be getting the PDF from tomorrow onwards, and tomorrow I'll be providing you my personal email ID also, so that in case of any query regarding the topics, whatever we have discussed in the session, you can always come forward and mail it to me. I will definitely respond to you. Fine with everyone? Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Now, high-level programming language. Why it is known to be a high-level programming language? Students, but we have two types of programming language. One is a low-level programming language, and second is a high-level programming language. Now, while talking about the low-level programming language, what happens in this? In the low-level programming language, whatever data will be representing, that will be in the binary, octa, or hexadecimal. And this is a language which is not understandable by the end user. We know that whatever we are storing, if we are storing in the binary format, will the end user will be able to understand this? What is this? Will you be able to get this? Or what is this? Will you be able to get this, the octal number or the hexadecimal number system? This is not understandable by the end user. End user cannot understand this easily. For that, we have the high-level programming language. Now, Python is a high-level programming language. In the low-level programming language, whatever we are storing in binary format, that will remain in the binary format. That will, if it's an octal format, that will remain in octal format. And if it's in hexadecimal, it will remain in hexadecimal. But this is the number system which is not understandable by us. Everyone, the end user or the programmer, understand the decimal number system, which is understandable by everyone. So for that, if we talk about the Python program, Python convert it automatically into the and in the format so that the end user will understand this. This is about the key feature of this. Even if we store the binary number system, it will automatically be converted to the decimal number system format. If we'll write the octal number system, that will again automatically convert it to the decimal number system. Hexadecimal number system again converted to the decimal number system, which is understandable by the end user. Now, how is this happening? Let me show you. Like I am saving something. Is there any installment? No, Abdul, there is no such installments. You need to, this is just a 40 days course, so you need to pay it in a single time. Okay, let's go ahead and let me show you. How is this converting? How is this a high-level programming language? Now, I am saving something in the binary format. Now, if I'm saving something in the binary format, I need to represent it with the 0B. Then only it will be considered as a binary format. 0B. Or we can take it in the capital format also. Uppercase also. 0B can be written in uppercase. Now, 10101011. Will you be able to understand this? No, the end user will not understand this. For that, what I'm writing is print A. See, automatically got converted into the decimal number system, which is understandable by everyone, right? Even if I'll simply write 0B, I'm writing in capital 1 1 1 0 1 1 1 1 0 1. Now, see, 381. Why I'm writing with 0B? Because it will let us know that this is a binary format. If I'll write A is equal to 0O, it represents the octal number system. I'm sorry. Let me write 1, 2, 4. Now, octal number system. Print A, 84. 84, which is a integer data type, understandable by everyone. Simply write 0O 251 169. Conversion will automatically take place. Now, if the student wants to know how actually this conversion is taking place, we'll discuss about it once we'll start with the data types. Okay, Santosh wanted to know something. Yes, please unmute yourself.
I have a small doubt. So in the last, like you gave the 0 and 251, right? So the output is like it is showing 169. And I mean, I just want to know what conversion it did.
See, octal number is converted to the decimal number system format. The 169 is the output which is understandable by us.
Okay.
0251. Like if we'll
Uh,
discuss about in detail, see, when once we'll proceed with the data types, I'll
uh,
discuss about it and I'll tell you about the conversion also, how actually this conversion takes place. I'll tell you in details that how, if you want to know that how actually this conversion is taking place, I'll let you know about that also.
Thank you. Thank you.
No
Thanks a lot.
problem. Some students wanted to know that how actually this conversion is taking place. Don't you worry, we'll discuss about it in details. Once we'll start with the data type. I'm just letting you know about the features. So why it is known to be a high level programming language, I'm telling you this. Now let me take the hexadecimal value. Let's take A is equal to, now hexadecimal will be represented with 0x. 0x, let me write FA12. Now, print A, got the value. Our A is equal to 0x. Let me write 0x BEE. I can write in the capital also. Now print A. I get the output. About the conversion, I'll tell you. Don't you worry. This is just about the features. So I'm telling you that this is a high level programming language which can actually convert any number system into the decimal number system easily. We need not to do the conversion on our own. Next feature it is a robust programming language. Whatever we are discussing in this class, we'll discuss about each and everything. The features also, even we have started with the features. I'm just telling you about it. Later on, we'll discuss about each and every feature also in detail. One will proceed with it. Okay, let's go ahead now. In detail. So don't you worry about it. Robust programming language. Robust. Python is one of the robust language because of its exception handling. We'll discuss about the exception handling also, that how actually the exception and how we what are the exceptions and how can be they are how they can resolve as well. So exception is what? It is a runtime error of the program. Whenever we run the program, if we got the error, if we'll get the error, that will be known as exception. Now, if it is generating the exception, it will automatically generate the technical error message, which is not understandable by the end user. right? Even sometimes the Python programmer does not understand this. In order to convert those technical error messages into user-friendly error messages, like if I go to the ATM, if I go to the ATM and trying to enter the invalid pin, and we are getting the output like, oops, something went wrong. Will we be able to understand this? No. What actually the error is, or it will generate any error, invalid error, any error, then what will we be able to understand this? No. No one, no end user will understand this. Now, converting those technical error messages into user-friendly error messages is known as exception handling, right? In Python program, if the Python program uses the exception handling, that makes it a robust programming language, right? Next, extensible. Extensible means Python programming give its programming facilities to the other programming languages also. I've told you that we can run this in the Java also. So they are using the customized version as JPython or Jython. It means the Python code can be written in the other languages also, like C, C++, Java, and all. So it is the extensible programming language. Next, embedded. Python program can call the other languages coding segments for fastest execution. If it seems that execution, whatever we are executing is taking time, it can also call the other programming languages also. Other programming coding also means Python code can call C programming code also for the fastest execution. Next, extensive support for the third-party APIs means APIs, as I've told you, application, programming, interface. So we have the libraries. So with the help of this, we can do many tasks. In Python, we can do many tasks and operations, but some of the complex operations we cannot do in this. For that, quickly, it will call the third-party API. I'm sorry. Like NumPy. For the complex mathematical operations, it calls the third-party APIs, NumPy. Pandas will work as an analysis tool. Like we have an Excel sheet, we need to create the Excel sheet. It will work as an analysis tool. We'll discuss about it in details about it. Matplotlib, which will work as a data visualization. SkyPy, Skykit, we have lot many. So it always take the help of third-party module. So the features are done. Are we clear with the features? Are we clear with the features? Any questions till now? You can always drop the message in the chat box or raise your hand. Waiting for your responses. Kaushik, no. Is this clear or no? No questions. It's clear. Okay, clear. Okay. And can you explain the last one? Definitely, I'll explain it to you. See, extensive support for third-party APIs. I've told you about the APIs. Now, Python libraries can do the many tasks. We can do everything in Python, but some of the complex operations we cannot proceed in Python. So for that, it calls the third-party APIs. We can run the NumPy for numerical calculations also. We can run the pandas, which will work as an analysis tool also. This will help in doing the operations more quickly and easily. More quickly and easily. Yes, we'll discuss about it. We'll discuss about this all APIs also, the operations also. Just a second. One student wanted to ask me the question. Yes, Santosh, please unmute yourself.
Uh, Actually, I have a question like all these NumPys and Pandas, whatever the third-party APIs showing on the slide,
Hmm.
do we need to externally we need to download those in the
See, they will
existing?
work as an in-house tool. As I have told you, what you need to do is
Uh-huh.
once you are downloading the Python software, you need to download. There you will have the option of downloading. You need to click on that pip tool. Ideally, go ahead, click on everything. You'll be able to download it. After that, I'll tell you, once we proceed with the NumPy, how actually it works, I'll tell you each and everything. Don't you worry.
Uh, uh,
NumPy is this is not a basic part. This is a advanced Python. We'll start from the basic and go ahead with the advanced. I'll tell you about it in detail.
sure, sure.
Because
Can
if
you?
I start right now, you won't be able to get it.
Yeah, thank you.
You'll get more confused. Don't you
Okay.
worry, we'll discuss everything, how actually it works.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Students, I request you all not to get confused. We'll discuss. I am just telling you about the features of this. Later, we'll discuss whatever we have discussed in the features also. We'll discuss in details about it. From the basic, we'll go to advanced. And these 40 days. So you have 40 days to learn, and I request you all to go ahead and practice whatever we are discussing in the sessions every day for at least 2 hours. That will be helpful for you. Take 2 hours so that in case you have any questions, or not for the 2 hours, take 1 hour at least so that you can go ahead and practice and you'll be able to remember that. Otherwise, you'll forget everything. Fine with you guys? In case you won't be able to get it, you didn't get time, you have the weekend, you'll get the recordings. We have no classes on Saturdays and Sunday. You have the recordings. Just go through the recordings and start practicing in the weekends. That will be helpful. Now let's proceed further. I'm sorry. With the next topic, that is identifiers and literals in Python. Let's understand the identifiers and literals. Literals. What are literals? Literals are nothing but values passing to the. You're welcome. Literals in the Python are nothing but values passing to the Python program. Programmatically, whenever we write any Python program, we must enter the inputs. We need to make the inputs, right? And those inputs are known as literals or values. Like I'm writing A is equal to 100. I was writing that. So 100 is what? Is a literal. It is called literal input. So literals are the values or the input. So all type of values, whatever we are writing, are the literals. In Python programming, we have 5 types of literals: integer literal, floating point literal, str literal, boolean, and collection literals. This is about literals. Next, we have the identifiers. Literals is the value. Now, identifiers are what? Identifiers is something which makes us to understand, which helps us to identify the literal. So whenever that is also known as variables. So whenever we make any input of literal, they are stored in the memory by allocating the sufficient amount of memory space with the help of data types. Now, in order to process the data which was stored in the main memory as a programmer, we need to use some distinct name for that. And that names makes us to identify the values which is stored in the memory space, right? So they are known as identifiers. Now, values of identifiers are changing or verifying during program execution. So hence identifiers are also known as variables. So all type of input or literals which it should be stored in the form of variables, and all types of variables are stored in the form of objects. Now let me show you. So what is a variable? It is an identifier whose values can be changed during the execution of the time. Let's understand this with the help of example. Let's go ahead. See, a variable is an identifier whose value can be changed during the execution of the time, at the time of execution, sorry. Let's go ahead with the example. Now, there are some rules of identifiers. Now, I'm using A is equal to 1. B is equal to 2. Now, A is a variable, B is a variable, and if we talk about 1 and 2, these are the literals. A is helping us to identify the literal also. So these are known as identifiers also. Clear, students? Now, whenever I write print A, I'll get the output. Because it is helping us to identify this. Now, there are some rules for using identifiers or variables in Python. What are those rules? Variable should be the combination of, I'm writing it should be the combination of alphabets. It can be the combination of alphabets, sorry. Alphabets. Now, digits and special symbol, which is underscore only. Special symbol underscore only. No other special symbol is allowed. Right? But the first letter of variable must be underscore or alphabet. We cannot use digit as a first variable, first letter of variable. Like if I'll write, let me show you, 1 ABC is equal to 23. What happens? Invalid decimal literal. What type of error? Syntax error. In spite of this, if I'll write salary 123 is equal to 45. This is valid. This is valid. In spite of this, if I write underscore, special symbol I'm using, underscore salary is equal to 4.5. This is also acceptable. Getting me? Means we cannot start it with the digit. We can start it with the alphabet or special symbol, that is underscore only. If I'll use, in spite of this, if I'll use salary is equal to 4.5, we'll get the error. Right? Now, if I'll write underscore 123, I'm not using the alphabet now. I'm using underscore. After that, I'm using digit 123 is equal to 5.3. This is also acceptable. Or if I write underscore 123 is equal to or I can write underscore again is equal to 5.3. This is also acceptable. Right? Now, in spite of this, if I write underscore sal underscore is equal to 5.6. This is also acceptable. So special symbol which is allowed is underscore only. No other special symbol is allowed. In spite of this, if I'll use hash, students, hash is something which is used for commenting purpose. Like if I'm using salary is equal to 45. Right? Now I'm writing employee salary. See, listen to me carefully. I'm giving space in this. Salary. Now, space is a special symbol is equal to 5.6. This is invalid because space is a special symbol. Now, if I write salary hash employee, salary hash employee is equal to 56. I'm writing like this, but we will get the output 45. Why so? Why so? Because it will only remember the latest value. Salary is equal to 45. Hash is used for commenting purpose. So this will not be considered. This will not be considered. It will not consider this. Because whatever we have written after hash will not be considered. Clear to you? Clear to you? No answer again. Wake up, students. It's morning in India. Okay. From how many countries we have the students in this batch? From how many countries? Tell me, all of you. Okay, India, US, very good. Dubai. Well, that's interesting. Most of the students are from US, Dubai, and India. Good. And in US, it is evening, if I'm not wrong. And what's the time in Dubai? 6 a.m. Good. So it's morning there. So if most of the students are from India, Dubai, so it's a morning. So good morning to everyone. Please respond whether you're getting me or not. Fine? No problem. Let's proceed further. Let's proceed further. Definitely. I'll tell you. Can you tell me the difference between identifiers and variables? Identifiers and variables both are the same things. Both are the same thing. Identifiers are also known as variables. Whatever is helpful in identifying the literal is known as identifier. Variable is also a identifier. Variable is also helps us to understand the literal. So we are giving the value a is equal to 100. So a is a variable, 100 is a literal. Same, a is an identifier, 100 is a literal. There is no difference between both of them. Clear? Let's proceed further. Let's proceed further. If I write salary and using employee is equal to 45. See, again the error, right? Salary, no special symbol is allowed. Again the error. No keywords. Students, please remember, no keywords is used as variable. And let me show you one more thing I wanted to show you. A is equal to, I'm writing A hash salary is equal to 45. I'm getting 1. Why so? Because it will only remember the latest value. A was 1 here. A was 1 here. So I've got the output 1. Santosh, Thama, have patience. We'll discuss about it. Don't panic. I'm just telling you the basics. We'll discuss everything. Right? No. Now, have you understood that why I have this got A hash salary I have written and why it is giving the output 1? Have you understood this? No, that is not an issue of bothering me. See, students, if any one of you are thinking that you're asking me the question and you're bothering me, no, that is not at all. That is my pleasure to answer you all. But because this is just a start, once we'll proceed, we'll get to know how to check all variable values. See, dear Abdul, it will only remember the recent value. A is equal to 1. I have given A hash sal. Hash is used for commenting purpose. So whatever I have written here, hash salary is not considered. So A, it automatically take it as 1 because it will remember the latest value. I have written A nowhere. I have written A here. A is equal to 1. So that is why it is automatically taking the value 1. It will give the output all on its own. How to make us chart a different values? We'll tell you. We'll tell you. From tomorrow onwards, we'll start with the data types in Python. There, I'll tell you each and everything. Right? Even I will tell you the conversion also. How the binary numbers are converting into the decimal number system, how the octal numbers are converting. I'll tell you each and everything from tomorrow onwards. Right? But before that, you need to understand the difference between a variable and a literal. And second thing, we need to know that no special symbol except underscore is allowed. We cannot start the variable with digits. We can just start it with the alphabet. Second, no keywords are allowed. No keywords are allowed in Python, as a variable, sorry. If we use the keyword like else is equal to 45, that is not acceptable. Because although it is starting with the alphabet, else is a keyword. And keywords are reserved and they have the specific meaning in compilers. So we cannot use this. In spite of this, if I write else 1 is equal to 45, that is acceptable. If is equal to 45, that is also not acceptable. Right? If I write underscore if is equal to 45, they have the specific meaning, which we'll discuss. Of course, don't you worry, which we'll discuss about it. So we cannot proceed with this. Even if we'll write int is equal to 45, that is acceptable. Because all class names are not the keywords. Now, all the variable names are case sensitive. Like if I'm writing age is equal to C, 19, 90. Age is equal to 21. Now, age is equal to 22. Now, I'm writing age is equal to 23. Now, if I'll write print, just a second, I'll answer you. If any of the student has any question, just hold for a minute. Age, these are case sensitive. we will get the output like this. These are case sensitive. How to get the list of keywords? Abdul, I cannot provide you the list of keywords. Once we'll proceed with the sessions, I'll tell you what all are the keywords which we will be using. So you'll come to know about all the keywords. Right? Good. Now, if I'll write, it is always recommended to use the user-friendly variable names. Like, if I want to know the total salary of an employee, total, because we cannot use the space also, salary, I cannot use this of employee is equal to 555 lakhs. Let's go ahead. This is understandable. Is this understandable? This is valid, but it is not recommended to go ahead with this. This is more confusing. So for that, what I can do is total. I can use the underscore salary underscore of employee is equal to 55. This is valid also and recommended also. Isn't it easy to understand this? Yes. Very good. So this is about variable and literals. Let's wind up the session now. Tomorrow I'll be providing you, tomorrow will be the third demo session. 2 days recordings will be shared with you. Okay, one of this, okay. 2 days recording will be shared with you. From the third day, recordings will not be shared on the YouTube channel. So in case you want to contact us and you want to enroll with us, just go ahead and contact our support team. They'll help you for that. Right? And from the tomorrow onwards, I'll be sharing the PDF also with the paid candidates, and you will be getting all the recordings also. All the recordings will be shared with them, and all the all the material also will be shared with you guys. So let's wind up the session now. We'll see you tomorrow, students. Take care of yourself. Goodbye. Have to pay by today or tomorrow. That is up to you. If you want to pay today, you can go ahead and pay today. If you want to pay tomorrow, that is up to you. But you will not get the recording from tomorrow onwards. Santosh wanted to ask me the question. Yes, Santosh, just a minute. Please unmute yourself.
Hey, hi. Actually, I have a question. So, from December 2nd, I think there is a batch starts for AWS DevOps from I don't know his name, but I was thinking to join even that class. I mean, like in that section as well. So so the timings are like it is like going after the class starts. Like I mean like it is coinciding with the other batch. I mean with the AWS DevOps as well.
My batch is okay. Okay, so you want to learn both the things. This is what
Yes.
you mean to say. In that
Yes.
case, you can enroll yourself and you will get the recordings of whatever batch you want to know. Enroll in both the batches.
Mm-hmm.
Enroll in both the batches. You will get the recordings of both the batches. Whatever want, like if you want to join the batch, like Python batch, you can go ahead and join it. Or if you want to join the AWS batch, you can join it also. And what you can do is once you're getting the recordings, you can go through them. That will be helpful. And in case you have any query, just drop me or the teacher or the other trainer a message or a mail, we will answer you.
So, is that not possible that I can attend the classes, live sessions? Because since the it is only the difference is like 30 minutes. I mean,
You can
like,
join. You can
if you,
definitely join.
is it possible you guys to adjust 30 minutes ahead or before?
See, that is not possible. But if the AWS batch is starting, I don't know with which trainer you have joined.
I think Sunil, some his name, I don't
Sunil
know.
is a trainer. Okay, Sunil is a trainer. So in that case, what you can do is you can join the another batch also. Soon, the new batch of AWS is also going to start because we already start 2 or 3 batches in a month.
Yeah, I can see there is a one more batch starting from December 2nd, but the timings are like our class is like 7 to 8, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that DevOps class is starting at 6:30 to 7:30. So
Okay.
if I want to
No,
attend that
my
class,
class
I
is
have to
starting from
miss
6:30 only. From six,
6:30.
okay. It's
I
6:30
mean,
to 7:30 only.
okay, okay,
So in that case, you can get the recording, or if you want to go ahead with the live sessions, because after this, I'll be starting the new batch after 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
After 2 weeks. Or you can do one thing, you can go ahead and join the sessions, and or you will get the recordings. That will be helpful if you want to go through both the batches.
Yeah, I'll plan accordingly. Thank
And
you.
I will be providing you the projects also. I will be providing you the programs also for practicing every time, whatever, whenever we'll start with the program. So I request all of my students to go ahead and practice that. That will be helpful for you.
Sure. Thanks,
Okay?
thanks, thanks for your patience. It's
No,
pleasure
that is
talking
all
to you.
okay. That is I am really pleasure to answer you all.
Yeah,
And not even to you, to all the students.
yeah,
Okay?
yeah. Have a great day.
Same to
Bye.
you.
Yep.
Thank you. Take care of yourself. Good night, Santosh.
Thank you. Good morning. Bye.
Bye. We'll providing you everything. Don't you worry. Kaushik, you are asking me about the projects. I've answered your question also. Fine. Any questions? Let's wind up the session now. Okay, no problem. Let's wind up the session. We'll see you tomorrow, students. Till then, take care of yourselves. Goodbye.